psychology behind why we procrastinate, and how to stop. Your brain is sabotaging your productivity. Here's why. Your brain is literally sabotaging you every time you try to be productive, and I'm about to show you how to fight back. That presentation you've been putting off for 3 weeks, the workout routine that died after day 2, your brain didn't fail you. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do, protect you from what it perceives as danger. The problem is, your prehistoric survival system can't tell the difference between a charging predator and a challenging task. Procrastination isn't about time management. It's not about laziness or lack of discipline. You're locked in an evolutionary battle between 2 parts of your brain, and right now, the wrong side is winning. The limbic system, your brain's alarm center, treats that looming deadline like a saber-toothed tiger. Every time you think about starting, it floods your system with stress hormones and pushes you toward immediate relief. Netflix, social media, anything but the task that triggered the threat response. But here's what nobody tells you. The solution isn't fighting harder against your biology. That just makes things worse. The real enemy isn't your willpower or your work ethic. It's the way you've been approaching the problem. And the counterintuitive method that actually works? It requires you to stop trying so hard. You know exactly what you need to do, but you still can't start. You're sitting there right now, fully aware of what needs to happen. The report that's been haunting your thoughts for 2 weeks, the conversation you've been avoiding, the project that could actually change your career trajectory if you just start working on it. But instead, you're scrolling. Again. Your rational mind knows the task isn't actually that difficult. Break it into pieces, work through it systematically, get it done. Simple. Yet here you are, 3 hours into a YouTube rabbit hole about obscure conspiracy theories you don't even believe in. This is where the real torture begins. Not the procrastination itself, but what happens in your head afterward. You start cataloging your failures. I'm lazy. I'm undisciplined. I'm letting everyone down. The shame spiral kicks in, and suddenly, you're not just avoiding the original task, you're avoiding yourself. Your sleep gets worse because your brain won't shut up about everything you didn't accomplish. Your relationships suffer because you're distracted and irritable. You make promises to others you can't keep because you can't even keep promises to yourself. The brutal truth? This pattern is bleeding into every area of your life. Your fitness goals, your creative projects, your financial planning. They're all casualties of the same broken system running in your head. But what you don't realize is that each time you beat yourself up for procrastinating, you're actually making it harder to start the next time. Your brain begins associating the task with emotional pain, creating an even stronger avoidance response. You're literally training yourself to procrastinate more. The real cost of putting life on hold. Most people think procrastination costs them a few late nights or missed deadlines. Wrong. The real damage happens in compound interest, but working against you. Every day you delay starting that business idea, someone else with half your talent launches theirs. Every week you postpone learning that skill, your industry moves further ahead without you. Every month you avoid that difficult conversation, the relationship deteriorates a little more. These aren't dramatic one-time losses. They're slow bleeds that kill opportunities before you even recognize they existed. Your brain doesn't process this compound effect well. Actually, we'll explore exactly why your brain sabotages you in a moment. But think about the promotion you didn't get because you submitted work at the last minute. The creative project that never saw daylight because you couldn't start until it was perfect. The relationships that withered because you kept putting off the effort they required. The hidden cost most people miss? Your relationship with yourself. Each broken promise to yourself, "Till start tomorrow, I'll do it this weekend," chips away at your self-trust. You stop believing your own commitments. You begin living in a perpetual state of mild disappointment with who you are versus who you could be. This creates a vicious cycle. Lower self-trust leads to avoiding bigger challenges, which leads to smaller achievements, which reinforces the story that you're not the type of person who follows through. Before you know it, you're living a life significantly smaller than your potential. Not because you lack ability, but because you trained yourself out of taking action. The stakes keep rising because time doesn't wait for you to figure this out. Your Stone Age brain is sabotaging your modern life. Your procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's a feature, an ancient survival system that's completely out of place in 2024. Here's what's actually happening inside your skull when you procrastinate. Your brain contains two competing systems that are locked in constant battle. The limbic system, your emotional primitive brain, evolved over millions of years to keep you alive. It's fast, automatic, and obsessed with immediate rewards and avoiding immediate threats. Then there's your prefrontal cortex, the rational, planning part of your brain that can think about the future and make complex decisions. This system is incredibly recent in evolutionary terms. We're talking about maybe 200,000 years of development. When you sit down to work on that important project, your limbic system sees no immediate reward. No food, no safety, no reproduction opportunities. Just effort with no obvious payoff. So it floods your system with discomfort and redirects your attention to something more immediately rewarding. Check your phone, grab a snack, organize your desk. Anything but the task that your rational brain knows is important. Your future self always loses this battle because your limbic system can't actually perceive your future self as you. Neuroscientist Hal Hershfield discovered that when people think about themselves in 10 years, their brain activity looks remarkably similar to when they think about a complete stranger. Your brain literally treats future you like someone else's problem. This explains why you can feel genuine concern for your future self when planning, "Future me will definitely wake up early and go to the gym." But when the moment arrives, present you feels zero obligation to honor that commitment. You made that promise to a stranger. Willpower fails because you're asking a 200,000-year-old system to consistently override millions of years of evolutionary programming. That's not discipline. That's delusion. But here's where this gets interesting, and where most people get their strategy completely wrong. The three-step system that beats your brain. Most productivity advice tries to strengthen your willpower. That's exactly backwards. You need to make willpower irrelevant. Here's the system that actually works, and it has nothing to do with discipline or motivation. Step 1. Design friction. Your environment controls your behavior more than your intentions ever will. Right now, your space is optimized for distraction and procrastination. Time to flip that script. Add friction to the behaviors you want to avoid. Put your phone in another room when you work. Log out of social media accounts after each use. Remove the apps entirely if you have to. Make the bad choice require effort. Remove friction from the behaviors you want. Set out your workout clothes the night before. Pre-write the first sentence of tomorrow's important email. Keep healthy snacks at eye level and junk food in hard-to-reach places. This sounds simple because it is. Your brain always chooses the path of least resistance. Stop fighting this. Use it. Step 2. Shift your identity. You keep calling yourself a procrastinator. That's the problem right there. Your brain is incredibly good at maintaining consistency with your self-image. When you say, "I'm such a procrastinator," you're programming yourself to procrastinate. Your subconscious treats that label as an instruction manual. Start saying, "I'm someone who takes action quickly," even when you don't believe it yet, especially when you don't believe it yet. Each small action becomes evidence for this new identity. You're not trying to stop being a procrastinator. You're becoming someone who acts immediately. That's a completely different neurological process. Step 3. Micro-commitments. Forget about overhauling your entire life. That's your limbic system's biggest fear: massive, undefined change. Commit to actions so small they feel almost silly. Write one sentence, exercise for 2 minutes, read 1 page. The specific duration matters less than the consistency. Your brain can't resist something that takes 2 minutes. There's no threat to detect, no discomfort to avoid. You slip past your internal resistance entirely. But here's what really happens, and this is where the magic kicks in. Starting is the hardest part. Once you begin that 2-minute task, momentum takes over. You'll often continue well beyond your micro-commitment simply because you're already in motion. You're not building discipline, you're building a new automatic response. Action becomes your default setting instead of avoidance. These 3 steps work together like a system. Environment design removes the barriers. Identity shift changes your internal programming. Micro-commitments create the momentum. Most people try to change everything at once: their schedule, their mindset, their entire approach to work. That's exactly what triggers your brain's threat detection system. Change one thing, master that, then change the next thing. This isn't about becoming superhuman. It's about becoming consistently human in a way that actually serves your goals. The research that changes everything. Stanford ran a fascinating study on implementation intentions. They took 2 groups of students struggling with procrastination. Group 1 got the standard advice: set goals, use willpower, stay motivated. Group 2 learned something different. Open my laptop and write the first paragraph. They wrote down specific if-then statements. If it's 9 a.m. on Tuesday, then I will open my laptop and write the first paragraph. The results? Group 2 completed their tasks at nearly twice the rate. Not because they were more motivated, because they removed the decision-making moment entirely. Environmental psychology backs this up with even stronger data. Researchers at UCLA tracked people trying to build new habits. Those who changed their physical environment first, moved their running shoes, cleared their desk, removed distractions, had an 85% higher success rate than those who relied on willpower alone. Your environment makes decisions for you before your conscious mind even gets involved. I worked with a client last year who hadn't written in 6 months. Brilliant guy, published author, completely paralyzed by his own expectations. We didn't discuss mindset or motivation. We moved his computer to the kitchen table, unplugged his router during morning hours, and committed to opening 1 document each day at 7 a.m. No writing required, just open the document. 3 weeks later, he'd finished 2 chapters. His brain stopped seeing writing as a threat because the environment removed all the friction points. The micro-commitment slipped past his resistance entirely. Your procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's a predictable response to poorly designed systems. You're not broken. You're human. Here's what you don't realize. Procrastination isn't your enemy. It's a skill, a highly developed survival mechanism that's kept humans alive for thousands of years. Your brain spots potential threats, criticism, failure, judgment, and hits the brakes hard. That research paper you're avoiding? Your limbic system sees it as a saber-toothed tiger. The presentation you keep postponing? Social death by PowerPoint. Your brain is trying to protect you from what it perceives as genuine danger. The brutal truth? You've become incredibly good at procrastination because you've practiced it religiously. Every time you delay, distract, or deflect, you're reinforcing neural pathways. You're not weak, you're skilled. But here's the hidden power. Those same skills can be redirected. That pattern recognition that helps you avoid tasks, use it to spot your procrastination triggers before they activate. The elaborate mental gymnastics you perform to justify delays, channel that creativity into designing better systems. The perfectionism that paralyzes you, transform it into standards for your environment, not your output. Stop calling yourself lazy. You're not failing at discipline. Your current system is failing you. The moment you shift from "I'm the problem" to "my approach is the problem," everything changes. Your procrastination has been working exactly as designed. Time to redesign it. You have everything you need. Right now, before you click away, before you tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, pick one micro commitment. Not 3, not a complete system overhaul, 1. Maybe it's putting your phone in another room when you sit down to work. Could be writing 1 sentence before checking email. Perhaps it's setting a timer for 10 minutes and doing nothing but the task you've been avoiding. Choose something so small, it feels almost stupid not to do it. That's the point. Your brain has been running sophisticated sabotage operations against your future self for years. Now you have the weapons to fight back. Environment design trumps willpower. Identity beats motivation. Micro commitments destroy the perfectionist paralysis that's been keeping you stuck. Subscribe if you want more psychology-based solutions that actually work with your brain instead of against it. Next week, I'm revealing the hidden psychological triggers that make some people naturally productive, while others, well, we'll get to that. The war against procrastination starts with one tiny battle. Win that, and everything changes.